Welcome back then, you FM legends. Here we are, Season 7 with Sheffield Wednesday, where we're looking to bring back the Premier League, also compete in our second year in the Champions League. We won it last year, so hopefully we can do really well in that again as well, and maybe pick up one of the, or if not both, of the trophies, the EFL Cup or the FA Cup. We also won the FA Cup last year, so it'd be nice for us to pick up the EFL Cup, because that's the only one that we haven't won. But another thing that's happened in this save is we have been offered the England job, which I've chosen to take, and we do that alongside our manager's role at Sheffield Wednesday. And yet we are now England manager as well. Don't often go into international management, so I thought, as it's England, you can't really turn your country down when they come knocking. It's weird taking over as England manager just after England had been knocked out of the Euros semi-final in extra time by Portugal. And our first game in charge was against Norway, where we beat those 3-0, 2 goals from Marcus Rashford and Trent also picking up a goal for us. In our second game we played away at Sweden in the Nations League again, and that was a penalty from Bukayo Saka, Rashford and Jude Bellingham scoring for us. We did then get beat 1-0 at home. I don't know how we got beat in this game, we just couldn't score and they got a very early penalty and we lost 1-0 to Poland. But we bounced straight back with a 3-0 win, Jude Bellingham and 2 for Tammy Abraham against Sweden at home. My favourite formation this year that I've built, and same one we're using at Wednesday we've brought to England, and this is how we've lined up so far. We've not managed to have Phil Foden yet, he's been injured, so he would be one who would normally make this squad who isn't in yet. But yeah, that's the team that I've been using quite a lot. So in terms of the new faces at Wednesday, this is what we've done so far. We've made quite a lot of sales, but we've got a few that are still in last season's budget. Let's have a look here. We did bring in Chris Rice for 18.75 million. I really wanted to focus on bringing in more English players. I know they cost quite a lot more. I could just keep tapping into Europe, South America and just bring in these cheap players, but I think it's important to, represent your country and keep bringing in young English players that we can either throw straight into the first team or send out on loan to develop. And here's the first one, it's Chris Rice. He had a minimum fee release clause of 18.75. I think he's got a lot of potential, and yeah, we've brought him in and we've loaned him straight back to QPR. We've got Nicky Dunlop who's come in for our left hand side, really give us some more depth there. Could even push Riquelme, looks a very good player, and he was on the books of Liverpool. We picked him up for £11.5 million. We also did tap into that European market, and it was in Croatia, and this lad just looks absolutely unreal. Very young. We've loaned him straight out to Middlesbrough. We bought him in for £3.7 million from Croatia, and he's going to be absolutely fantastic. Look how good he looks. He could be one of the best left backs in the world, I think, in future. 6'4", can also play centre half. He's very versatile as well, can cover in at right back. Looks a brilliant one for the future. I brought in Rico Lewis from Tottenham. He cost us £51 million. Probably overpaid for him, really, but it's that English tax, as they say. They always cost a lot of money and difficult to get, but he wanted to leave Tottenham as they're just not performing. And in terms of the sales, all we've done so far is we loaned, like I say, Chris Rice went straight out on loan, and Jose Cordoba has left us now and he's gone to Everton for 11.5 million. Quite pleased with that, considering we bought him for like 2.2. But into this season, now moving over to the ones that are showing in this season's transfer, and we tapped into that free transfer market again, bringing in Manu Kone on a free transfer, and he will be our backup to our captain Ayo Baden, but he could honestly push him. He'd be absolutely brilliant. Look at those physicals and mental stats, even technicals. He's a fantastic player. Linked with Liverpool in real life, looks very good prospect for the future, and I'm sure he'll be a great player for us. Perfect to pick up on a free transfer. Here's the big one, Kvaratskhelia, if that's how you say his name. Absolutely brilliant at Napoli and in real life, brilliant on this game. He was on a free transfer, leaving Napoli, and everyone was in for him. PSG, Man United, Man City, a lot. Everyone who had money was in for him. So I knew we needed to make him a big offer. We've offered him 200 grand a week. lots of good bonuses in his favour as well, and he actually turned them all down to come and play for us. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Kvaratskhelia, what a fantastic signing that is for Wednesday, and proves how far we've come in these 6 seasons so far. Another cheap one, Dimitrov has come in, £3 million. Just one that was on there, like so cheap. He was only going to cost us such a small amount. I'm happy to bring in these players, and I'll sometimes just loan them out if I don't think they're ever going to make it into the first team. We just sell him. He's worth like 40 million quid. If you're bringing him in for 3 million, it's just all about the profit, really. This one came in years ago, and he couldn't get a work permit, but he was like 15 or 16 on a free transfer, and I just let him go on trial at the club. He's now 18. He's signed for us, and can't get a work permit yet. But again, I only got him because I thought with him having such high potential, worst case scenarios, we just make a lot of profit. So I think we signed him 2 or 3 years ago, and he's worth like 18 to 23 million pounds. So we'll probably look to get him a loan deal as soon as possible. So in terms of the outs then, Nikili's left. He's gone out on loan, and I believe they have an option to buy him for, I think it's like £8 million. The left back's gone out on loan. Omari Hutchinson has gone to Wolfsberger, and they're paying 9.25, and that'll rise to 10.25 based on appearances. Elliot Anderson's gone on loan to Brentford, and they've got an option to buy him for £7 million. Stojanovic, our top goalkeeper, going to be one for the future, only 21 years old, want to keep him playing football, and he has gone out on loan back to Luton. Right, Ariembe is left for £5 million and joined Burnley. Ricardo Nane, our very young, now 21 actually, not as young as I thought he was, but he's getting there now, coming on brilliantly, and he's spent a lot of years out on loan, and he's continuing with Brentford. Jay Ward, never really going to play for us, and I got offered 500,000 for his contract was running out, so I've let him leave. John Myers as well, Liverpool came in for this lad. I thought he looks alright, I don't think he's ever going to play for us, but his contract was running out. We got 500,000 for him, but we do have something like a 50% sell-on clause for him, and later on in the season I get an option to activate that, and we get about £9 million from him to sell that. Carlo Vicenzi, another young lad who spent a lot of years out on loan. I was very pleased with this lad and his development, but again I felt like we'd moved on too far and he wasn't really going to play. So when I got offered £60 million from Benfica for him, he's left and he's gone there, and I think he ends up scoring the most in the Champions League. Doesn't do brilliantly for Benfica in the league, but he scores an awful lot of goals in the Champions League. Due to us bringing in Rico Lewis, I let Sam Curtis go on loan. I was probably going to sell him, but didn't really get any offers from him, so he's gone out on loan to Hertha Berlin. They paid us just short of £1 million to do that, and then the rest of them are just young lads that have all gone out on loan, including John Shelby, who is a top young goalkeeper as well, English, 19 years old, and he's gone out on loan to Birmingham again to continue his development. So we move on then to how we've started the season. Pre-season we had a tour of America again, beating LA Galaxy 5-2, a 1-1 draw at LAFC, and then we beat Las Vegas 8-1. We started the season well with a 2-0 win away at Tottenham. Rico Lewis scoring his first goal for the club, as well as Kvaratskhelia. And this big one here, we won the Super Cup, absolutely dominated Feyenoord, beat them 4-1. Carboni, Guindo, Kvaratskhelia again, and Rasmus Højlund with the goal. We'll then get another great 2-1 win against Arsenal, and then it just continues really. We've done really well until we got dominated at Anfield, and Darwin Núñez hat-trick, and we just didn't turn up that day. We were poor all over the pitch, and that was our first loss of the season. Started the Champions League well, beating Galatasaray 3-0, Kvaratskhelia with 2 more goals, and Evan Ferguson picking one up for us. EFL Cup, we've started well in that as well in the 3rd round, hammering Ipswich 4-0. Disappointing 1-0 loss to Norwich in the league, and a disappointing 3-1 loss away at Celtic in the Champions League. So I was hoping we weren't going to hit a bit of bad form there, but we did bounce back with a 2-0 win. Rasmus Højlund 2 goals against Sunderland, another 2-0 win away at Wolves, Kvaratskhelia getting another goal for us, and I think a good point at home to Bayern Munich in the Champions League. So as it stands then, after our first 10 games, we're currently sitting in third in the table. Kvaratskhelia is top goal scorer in the Premier League and started really well for us. And yeah, a really good start to the Premier League. Won our game in the EFL Cup, which we want to focus on more this year, and also not having a bad start in the Champions League either. So we've now jumped forward to the 9th of March, and here we are sitting top of the Premier League. Rasmus Højlund is top goal scorer on 21 goals so far, in that tight race with Erling Haaland to pick up the golden boot really. As you know, you've got to score a lot of goals to finish above Haaland. He's literally ridiculous on this game. But Rasmus Højlund is also brilliant for us this year. And there we go, we've only lost 3 games so far. We're currently on 70 points. And we've got West Ham who are behind us on 59. Our 3 losses are against West Ham, Norwich and Liverpool, and our 4 draws are against 0-0 with Chelsea, West Ham, a 3-3 draw with Aston Villa and a 1-0 draw at Newcastle. So yeah, a brilliant start for us. Defensively brilliant as well. Tobias has kept 15 clean sheets at this point. Champions League's also been quite good for us. Good run really in all competitions here. And I think last time we'd had a look, and the last game we'd played was the draw against Bayern Munich. We got a good 2-1 win at Monaco, 3-1 at Copenhagen, 3-1 again at Porto, 2-2 with Juve, and a very late goal from Bremer got them the point. And then we beat Ajax 2-1, and then our last 16 against Inter Milan, who we faced in the Champions League final last season. We turned them over 3-1 and then beaten them 1-0 in the next leg at home with an early Arda Güler goal, and that takes us through to the quarter-finals of the Champions League, and we look to continue that campaign, and can we try and retain our title. In the FA Cup, we're doing well in that as well. We've beaten Derby County 1-0, 4-1 win against Arsenal, and a 2-1 win against Wolves, and that takes us into the quarter-final against Manchester City, which is on the 17th of March. And here's the EFL Cup, the one that we've not won yet, the one I wanted to put a lot of focus on, and we started well. I showed you the Ipswich game. We then beat Everton 1-0, Evan Ferguson goal. We knocked out Tottenham 2-0 in the quarter-final, and we drew Manchester United in the semi-final. And we did really well here because we got Ashley Phillips sent off after 16 minutes. So to keep us in it and to get a 2-1 loss at Old Trafford, that was very important for us going into the second leg. And that showed because we did manage to win 1-0 in that game with Alex Scott, which took it to penalties. Wasn't looking good because Kvaratskhelia missed his first penalty, but so did Calvert-Lewin. And then we went on to score all the rest of ours to take us through to the final, where we will face Liverpool. So here we are then, you FM legends. This is going to be the lineup for our EFL Cup final against Liverpool. Chosen to start with Norton Cuffy at right back. Young Lukic is going to have to come in. I've chosen him over Paul Scholl. That's because Ashley Phillips has picked up too many yellows and he is suspended for the final. Cittadini and Guindo make up the back four. Aiden will sit in midfield with Scott and Dunlop, who's done really well for us on either wing. Kvaratskhelia and Arda Güler will sit behind Rasmus Højlund. Playing out the back there, and Cittadini into Aiden. Back to Cittadini. Guindo. Playing it lovely round the back, keeping possession well. Güler plays really well, but Rasmus Højlund's bad touch has lost it, but he has bullied Trent, I think, off the ball. And Wednesday coming at him down the left hand side. Guindo. Hayden clips it into Norton Cuffy. Finds Rasmus Højlund just over the bar. Van Nielsen down the left hand side for Liverpool. Wednesday getting players back. Divine. Mo Salah. Guindo comes out, blocks it, but I think he's actually given a penalty against us here. That looked a perfectly good challenge. And he has given it. Mo Salah then to step up against Tobias to put Liverpool in the lead. Come on, Tobias. Get in there. Didn't think it was a penalty. It looked bloody soft to get given against us, but Tobias with a great save. Approaching half time. Liverpool picking up quite a lot of yellows, but we've got one more chance. Cuffy. Kvaratskhelia finds Rasmus Højlund. I don't know what's happened, but we'll take it. It's bouncing around all over the place, and Alisson could not keep that out. And Sheffield Wednesday have taken the lead in this cup final with a very scrappy goal. But we are not complaining. Kvaratskhelia here puts it in the danger zone. Deflected. I think Trent kicks it against Rasmus Højlund, and that just trickles into the bottom corner. We get one more look at this. Yeah, he kicks it to try and clear it against Højlund, and we go 1-0 up. So half time it is. I think young Lukic is struggling a bit, and Arda's picked up a knock. I'm going to make 2 changes actually at half time. Carboni and Paul Scholl will come on at half time. Playing out the back again then. Scholl. Aiden. Cittadini. Guindo. Finds Højlund. Højlund clips it over the top, and here is Kvaratskhelia, but a good tackle on him there. Just as he looked like he was going to break away. Scholl wins his header. But it's fallen to Evan Nielsen, who's got a chance to equalise, and he has. That's 1-1. Liverpool go along. Scholl does win his header, but we don't pick up the second pieces. And Norton Cuffy switched off at right back, leaving plenty of space for Evan Nielsen to equalise. Rico Lewis will come on now. Aiden with the corner. Don't win the header. They clear it. We're back in this time from Dunlop. Guindo goes wide to Aiden. Cittadini. Scholl. Kvaratskhelia. Scholl. Cittadini to Aiden. Wednesday just playing it around lovely. Great passing. Great ball again. Another great ball. Scott's in. That is lovely, lovely football. Come on. What a team. Beautiful to watch. Just knocking it around. Very calm on the ball. Rico Lewis just come on. Finds that great ball into Højlund. Højlund just round the corner. And Scott is in that to put us 2-1 up. Watching the last few minutes. Corner for Wednesday. In it comes. Scholl's up, but headed out. Carboni. Aiden puts it across. No one seems to attack that. And it's fallen to Liverpool. We're on the break, but Scott wins it back. Aiden, Guindo, Carboni, Dunlop. Calming it down now, just keeping the ball. Clips it over the top. Can't quite win the header, but falls to Scott. Gone down the line to Kvaratskhelia, who puts it in, and Carboni has surely sealed this. In the 87th minute. 3-1 Sheffield Wednesday. Clips it over, headed clear by Theo Hernandez. Scott puts it back down the line for Kvaratskhelia, who puts it straight across, and Carboni is on it to hopefully lift another trophy for Sheffield Wednesday. Kvaratskelia's got a knock. We're going to bring him off and bring on Emile Smith-Rowe for the last few minutes. Hitting with the free kick. Oh, what a save, Becker. Alisson Becker. Another corner. In it comes. Carboni on his left foot. Puts it back in the box, but that's fallen straight to Liverpool player, and they are over the top to Alfie Devine, who is offside. That's hopefully it then. Get that whistle blown, referee. He's done it, and that is another trophy for this absolutely fantastic Sheffield Wednesday side. Beating a strong Liverpool team. We've already lifted the Super Cup this year, and now we've got the EFL Cup, which was literally the only trophy we've not won in the top flight of English football. And now a Sheffield Wednesday manager in our 7th season, Altogether, we have picked up every trophy possible. We're still in the FA Cup, we're still in the Champions League. So in January, we did a little bit more business, and that was mainly just to bring in this goalkeeper, Gary O'Kane, who cost us 175 grand from Manchester City. And good backup goalkeeper, Scottish. Also, English, hasn't decided on his nationality yet in terms of who he's going to represent, because he hasn't played for any of the national teams yet, so that's still to be decided. But Gary O'Kane's come in, and an absolute bargain at 175,000. So in terms of the sales then, we made even more money, now up to 190 million in sales, and we've had more young lads go out on loan. The biggest sale for us was Florian Wirtz has left, and he's gone for £55 million to Juventus. His stats are absolutely brilliant. I don't know what it was, he just never really kicked on for us, and obviously he was on like 100 grand a week. It wasn't working out for us, he was getting upset because he wanted to play. I want to keep the team dynamic, going with everyone happy. Don't want to keep people around, especially if they're on a lot of money and it's not really working out, so I was happy to let him go, and we got him on a free transfer last season or the season before, so we've made £55 million on him. That's good profit. Thomas Goffey as well, same thing. Look at his stats, looks absolutely unbelievable. For whatever reason, he just doesn't quite perform for us as others do. He wanted more first team football because he wants to get into the national side, and I couldn't commit that to him. We bought him for, I think we paid 5.25 minimum fee 2 or 3 years ago. He's now 21 years old, and he's made a £50 million move to Fulham. Cal Rushworth, same thing. He wanted to start playing football despite us signing him, and him just knowing full well he's the backup goalkeeper. He started kicking off pretty much every week, saying that he wanted to play first team football. So in the end, I've sold him. We signed him for 1.3 million, and we've sold him for 7.5 million pounds to Brentford. So more profit made for this club, and that's really showing in our finances here. As you can see, we've got 239 million pounds in the bank. We've got 125 million pound transfer budget, but I just don't need to spend it. I'm really happy with the squad. I don't want to overspend or bring in players that we don't really need. And it's looking absolutely brilliant financially. By this point, we've played 2 more games for England, and that was against Norway, who we beat 4-0 quite comfortably. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Rashford getting 2, and Ashley Phillips scoring for England. And then we sorted out Poland after losing 1-0 at home to them. We went to their place and beat them 4-2. Bellingham with a couple of goals, Abraham and Ben White also scoring for us. So as we jump forward then to the end of the season, we have absolutely dominated the Premier League, and we've won that. 38 games played, we've only lost 5. We lost to Liverpool 3-0. I think we'd already won the league by this point, and we'd lost to Arsenal 4-1 literally the next game after we'd just won the league, because some results went in our favour. We only drew 4 as well across the season, which we've seen already. Just absolutely dominating in there. We scored 86 goals and only conceded 37. We've got Rasmus Højlund, who has won the Golden Boot in the Premier League. He's done really well for us, and the Golden Glove also goes to Tobias, who's picked up another season clean sheets. I think that's 18, 17 and 18 in the last 3 years for him. But after knocking out Inter Milan in the Champions League, we went into the quarter-final, we drew Juve, and we beat them 2-0 at home. Evan Ferguson scoring 2 goals for us, and then we also beat them 2-1 at their place, with Evan Ferguson getting another 2. And that took us into the semi-finals now, where we faced Barcelona, and that was another tough ask for us. Obviously, it's a massively successful Barcelona side, and we beat them 3-1. I would have been happy to take the point, but 2 very late goals from Rasmus Højlund in the 90+2 and then 90+7 from Emil Smith-Rowe. And then there we go. We absolutely dominated this game as well, and I actually made a decision to take a load of players off. We were 2-0 up in the 87th minute. I think I made 4 changes or something like that, and then they scored in the 90 and 90+3 to make it 2-2, but that didn't really matter. We'd already won the Premier League at this point. We'd just absolutely fantastic. I just wanted to rest them for the Champions League final, where we faced Real Madrid, and we'll just get straight into that game. and see if we can pick up another trophy, which would be the quadruple this year if we're able to actually get our hands on the Champions League again. But it is Real Madrid. It will be a tough ask because, you know, they're record holders in this. But let's get straight into it. Here we are then. Here's the team to face Real Madrid, the record Champions League holders. We're actually going to start with Evan Ferguson up front, who seems to have done really well for us in the Champions League, so I'm going to put faith in him and keep him going. But we'll start with Tobias, Lewis, Phillips, Cittadini and Guindo at the back. Captain Aiden sitting in midfield with Djengar and Dunlop on either side. Kvaratskhelia, Ardagula behind Evan Ferguson. We've had another fantastic season, winning the Premier League by quite some distance this year. We've won the EFL Cup. We've also won the Super Cup. We've been knocked out of the FA Cup in the quarterfinals against Manchester City, who went on to win that. It's been a very successful season in only our 7th year as manager of Sheffield Wednesday, and we are now talking about becoming back-to-back Champions League winners. Either way, we've made 2 Champions League finals in a row in our first 2 ever campaigns in Champions League football. And let's hope we can pick up that trophy. Approaching 20 minutes now and not much has happened so far. But here comes the first highlight, and it's Real Madrid's Fofana, Militao and Dyer. Djengar puts in a good tackle and Rico Lewis picks that up for Wednesday, and they look to get hold of possession now. Lewis, Aiden, good ball over the top for Ardagula. Can he get shot off? He can, but that's a fantastic save by Thibaut Courtois. Arda takes the corner, headed clear. Aiden heads it back in, but that's straight into the hands of Courtois again. Kvaratskhelia, Djengar, Phillips to Aiden. Finds Evan Ferguson, Ardagula, great through ball. Kvaratskhelia deflected, and that's a corner. But Wednesday look to be trying to open up Real Madrid here and doing pretty well with possession. Can they make it count? Arda with the free kick, kills it in, headed clear. Djengar puts it back in. He wins his header again. That's finally cleared by Vinicius Jr. Gula with the free kick, whips it in, headed clear, and that's landed to Tchouaméni, who looks to run into space for Real Madrid. But there's 3 Wednesday players back on him. But he's turned around, found Vanderson, but Guindo's intercepted that one. Arda into Guindo, loses it, and Camavinga cleans it up, but Evan Ferguson is not giving it up. Kvaratskhelia takes the shot and Courtois claims that one quite easily. Into stoppage time in the first half, as we look to go in 0-0. Or do we? Because here comes Rodrigo. He's got some space. Pulls it back for Camavinga, and luckily he skies that over the bar on his right foot. That is half time. Doesn't seem to have quite worked out with Evan Ferguson at the moment. But I will give him a few more minutes. Aiden to Cittadini. Guindo back to Cittadini, and Wednesday looks to be building up play. Dunlop's been fouled there by Rodrigo. Vanderson, Tchouaméni, Fofana into Rodrigo. Some good football by Real Madrid here, and here comes Camavinga. Goes wide to Ndaya. Vinicius Jr.'s found himself some space, and he's found shot that was deflected. I thought that was going in there. Good play again. Playing through the press of Real Madrid there, keeping possession well. Seems to be patient at the moment with the ball. Djengar, can he now find some space? He finds Kvaratskhelia, pulls it back to Djengar. Can he put it in the box? He does. And up Nicky Dunlop. What a header. Nicky Dunlop. 1-0. Sheffield Wednesday. What a cross. Kvaratskhelia just holds his man up, pops it off to Jengar, and he whips that in. A Nicky Dunlop. What a header. An hour in now. Can we hold on against Real Madrid? Fana, Tchouaméni and Dyer. Finds Rodrigo. Cittadini does really well there to stop the through ball. And Wednesday keep the ball well. Just moving it around, waiting for those gaps to open, but Rico Lewis has overrun that one, but brings the ball back quite quickly. Plays one over the top. Evan Ferguson can't win his header. We've won it back now though, but it's been now claimed by Real Madrid and they've got possession again. Don't want to make any changes even though it is getting late. No one looks too tired. Seem to be still holding this quite well against Real Madrid. We'll wait in the last few minutes to just probably make a change to wind the clock down now if we can hold on. I think we just give it. No, he's waved it away. I thought we'd given away a penalty. Ball comes in the box. Tchouaméni heads it over the bar, and that did look like a penalty, but it wasn't given. We're going to make a couple of changes now. We're actually going to bring on Carboni for Kvaratskhelia. Evan Ferguson is coming off, and we'll bring on Rasmus Højlund. Last few minutes, can we wind this clock down? Is there one more chance for Real Madrid to pull it back? Declan Rice. Looks like he might have dropped back into the back four now. Tried to go long, but Guindo wins his header. Dunlop flicks it on, but that has been picked up again by Real Madrid. Aiden's won his header though. Carboni got caught on it. Aiden again to intercept. It's scrappy, but Real Madrid have found some space now. Fran Garcia down the left. Højlund puts the ball in the box, but Tobias is going to claim that easily because Lewis did really well to stop that cross coming in, get something on it. We've chosen to go long. Tchouaméni now, he's got some space, takes the long shot and that's over the bar. We'll take those ones all day. 30 seconds left. Have this fantastic Sheffield Wednesday side done enough? Using a bit of the dark arts of football now, just slowing it all down, and we've gone long. Højlund doesn't win his header, but Declan Rice looks to have fouled him and he's picked up a yellow card. I'll have to take this free kick in the last few minutes, and again we're in no rush at all. We don't even get a chance to take it. The referee has had enough, and that is another trophy for Sheffield Wednesday. What a side. We've toppled Real Madrid to win back-to-back Champions Leagues, and here is our skipper Eyup Aydin just carrying over the trophy now to celebrate with his teammates, and look at that. What a side. 7 years in, 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Premier Leagues. What, we've got 2 FA Cups, an EFL Cup, a Super Cup in 7 years. And we've had to climb from League One to the Premier League in just 7 years. To already achieve this is just fantastic. Smash the like button everyone. Subscribe to my channel. There's more to come. Thank you very much for watching.